20! First try Australia!
It's 10 years since the final of the 2003 Rugby World Cup.
Robinson! They won't catch him!
Since Australia narrowly missed out on becoming the first nation to retain the Webb Ellis Cup.
It's extra time, 14-all.
And since England became world champions in dramatic fashion.
Heartbreaker for the Wallabies, and that surely is the stairway to rugby heaven.
And last weekend, ahead of Saturday's game at Twickenham, the players from both sides on that memorable night were reunited at the Stoop.
Looking forward to reconnecting with a lot of guys, and in particular with this current team. It's great to play with some mates that you don't get to see too often.
A lot of the English and the Australian guys know each other quite well, so they're friends. We've had some great ding-dongs over the years, including the World Cup final in 2003, and I'm sure tonight will be exactly the same.
The game's all about celebrating the match 10 years ago and celebrating the occasion, and certainly I think a large portion of it going to charity, so it's all about having fun and raising some money for charity and giving the crowd a good exhibition.
You know, the World Cup in 2003 back in Australia, it was, you know, I've never seen anything like it, with the amount of gold jerseys being worn.
Going into the World Cup, we were favourites, and yeah, we'd worked very hard to get into that position. Particularly the two victories against Australia and New Zealand away from home leading up to the tournament.
We knew it'd be close. We didn't quite think it'd be that close, and to play 100 minutes was fairly extraordinary.
You have a look at people like Jason Robinson scoring a great try, Johnny Wilkinson with his kicks. You have a look at Ben Kay dropping the ball over the line. There's so many memorable moments in that game. I don't think you can put it as it was down to one person. It was a real team effort.
The most important thing is to go out there and enjoy being here. It's not about the winning.
The girths were a bit thicker, the shirts were a bit tighter, and the pace was unquestionably slower. But the faces and some of the movements were recognisable. Jason Robinson coming close to replicating his try in Sydney, but this time aided by Jamie Newell. And once he had a taste for it, there was no stopping Robinson. The score was the least of the players' concerns, although the competitive spirit was still in evidence. 12-0 the England lead until Australia's Ryan Cross scored a try which was very much in the spirit of the occasion. Even in his prime, England's hooker Steve Thompson didn't come into the sprinter category, but this was as close as he would ever get to it, admired as much by the Australians trailing in his wake as it was by his own teammates. Chris Malone scored a try for Australia with the final play of the game. Victory once again to England though, 17-12 the final score.
I thought the game was fantastic. From the Australian team's perspective, we defended really, really well, and a bit unlucky not to probably get one try a little bit earlier. It would have made it a really tight finish, but I thought the English team were certainly the better team on the day, and they deserved the win.
I was dreaming that I could get it to Jace, but they kept cutting him off, so that was the problem. They kept giving me the space. I think that was just more of a joke to see if I could actually run that far, and luckily I did, but the legs were giving out at the end.